Have been watching me long enough, you guys know that I fuck with Matt B. Great. He does a lot of stuff with college football, but he's on some March Madness stuff. The March Madness Bubble Selection Sunday is less than 7 days away. We are going to be watching it here. Yes, sir, we are. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and man, I'm not finna waste y'all niggas' time. Let's get into it, man.
Asking you a question. And Joe Lunardi, what have they done? Nothing. 1-11. Let me repeat.
I was asking about North
11
Carolina.
Quad 1 teams.
I was asking about them. Are they worthy of making the tournament?
Hope I'll be having a great start to your week. Hope I'll
like
be
if
having a great Monday.
they would have beat Duke, then maybe.
Better. Man, oh man, we got to talk about some more college basketball. And look, I already know. I've seen it, and I know some of you are going to comment on this video as well. Matt, we want the MBG mock draft. That has been the most highly requested video on the past, I don't know, 7 to 8, 9, 10 previous videos. I still haven't even decided if we're going to make that video due to two main reasons. Number one being, I don't know if enough of you even care about that and you want to see it. And then number two, there's a lot that goes into it. Be on the lookout, that's all I'm going to say. But we got to lock in. We got to get down to business. We got to talk about some college basketball, baby. Fall is my favorite time of the year. The beginning of college football season, it starts getting cold. You can't beat that. But let me tell you something. Spring, it isn't too far behind. Finally starting to get warm out there. Golfing season is right around the corner. The Masters is coming up. But most importantly, March Madness,
baby.
If you're a sports fan like myself, you know
Can't
what I know.
wait for March Madness, man.
There's not a better tournament than March Madness.
Can't wait to react to that shit.
I don't even need to explain it. It's as simple as this. It's the best. There's nothing like it, especially in the first round. Every single year, you're going to have some unathletic white team upset a major program. Some of my favorite memories of growing up in middle school and high school was when the cool teeth.
Is that the nigga from Michigan? He played for Yale? Oh, no wonder why Michigan's ass.
You would turn on those games and you get to watch them during class.
No wonder.
And as I got into high school, that's when
wonder.
iPhones really got popular and you could just kind of.
If Auburn gets upset first round, like some Duke
I know we're
or
getting all
some
sidetracked and whatnot, but I will never
NBC
forget being in science class and hearing the news about Florida Gulf Coast. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Lob City. Lob City. I was probably in
Brewing against Georgetown.
I was probably in the 8th grade or something, 7th grade or something.
Running up to me
I was
saying,
young. What year was that?
Team that's dunking all over Georgetown. I'm like, what? That was legendary.
Year was that?
A different story for a different day. Let's get down to the nitty and gritty and what we really need to talk about.
Because I was probably in middle school.
The past few videos have been about, guess what? March Madness. Why? Because I love it. You guys are seeming to enjoy the videos as well, and as long as y'all
look at Michigan State, baby.
We have gone over some of the charts. And
why are they by
videos,
Michigan? They whooped on Michigan twice, bro.
All
Put them
my
by
childhood growing up, the bubble is something I kept up with every single year. Why? Great question, my friend. I'd love to answer it. Because Alabama, my favorite team, was on the bubble every single year. If you're a new college basketball fan,
Alabama's tough at basketball.
Alabama the past 3, 4, 5 years, you'd think they're a powerhouse. But like Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend, because before Nate Oates got there, they were mid. I'm not going to say they were trash, but they were mid at best. I swear.
What highlights are we watching?
From the time I was 5 to 6 years old until I'd say 17 or 18, it was always Alabama and St. John's on the bubble. I don't know why. It was always Bama and St. John's, and there's a couple other I'm missing. I believe VCU was always on that, Dayton, teams like that.
Isn't that that dude, Nate
Providence,
Arnold or something?
Always flirting with the bubble. You get the point. I share that with you to say this. The bubble, it's always fascinated me, and we are now entering conference tournament play, and this is where a team, if they can win 2, and not even 3, if you can just win 2 games in a row and you're on that bubble, you're probably getting in this thing. Let's take a look at Joe Lunardi's newest conference breakdown first. Leading the race at the very tippy top, I don't need to rant and rave on them too much. You know they're great. They've had a fantastic year. The SEC.
SEC bias is crazy.
13 teams.
Big Ten should have more teams than the SEC. Come on,
bro. You get the Big Ten per usual. The Big
Ten
I
guess it's their year, I guess.
They got 10. The Big 12 got 8. Big East, they got 5. They're sort of.
We room for the Big Ten and Michigan State over here.
They suck. Just like football, they got 3, and then the WCC got 2. Obviously, the biggest shocker with this is the SEC and ACC. I mean, the SEC heading into this year, I thought they may get 8 or 9 teams, but 13.
13 teams is wild.
And the ACC, well, I don't know how to sugarcoat this.
Who's the 3?
They're
Duke.
garbage. They got
and
Duke.
Who else?
They got Clemson. They got Louisville. I think that's all of them.
Louisville, yeah,
pretty sure. And outside of that, not very good. North Kakalaki, well, we'll get to them in just a second. A little foreshadowing. And by just a second, I mean right now. This is the newest of new Bubble Watch. This has been recently updated within the past, I don't know, it was like 8 or 10 hours. Obviously, depending who you look at, or whoever you listen to, they're going to have different.
And a lot of people were talking about them to make the Final Four at the beginning of the year. Them niggas then dropped off like a motherfucker.
Some may have last four in, or a team in the last four in that's in another guy's last 4 rounds or next 4 rounds. You get the point. This is Joe Lunardi's. I tend to go with his because, well, he's the guru. You got Dayton. What do you know? We talked about them earlier. Cincinnati, Wake Forest.
Nebraska's up there.
Nebraska is dunzos. I'm not too sure why they're on this list. They're done. Wake Forest is probably going to need to win the entire ACC tournament to even get in. Because remember, there's not a lot of quad one opportunities in the ACC. Moving along here to the first 4 round, this is where things get really interesting. You got Colorado State. I like them. They're a decent team. However, you know, they're in that sticky predicament. There's not a lot of quad one opportunities. You got Texas.
Does North Carolina make the tournament?
Obviously, we'll pull up the SEC tournament in just a second. They need to win bare minimum 1 game.
Boise
I don't even know who they play. Like I said, we'll get that in just a second. North Kakalaki.
Is Boise State good?
In the first 4 round, I have no idea. They should be in the next 4 rounds. What have they done? I'm asking you a question. And Joe Lunardi, what have they done?
I've been asking that all year. For like a month, I've been literally asking every video, is North Carolina going to make the tournament? Selection Sunday is when we fucking find out. I cannot wait.
Nothing. 1-11.
Well, we're gonna kind of know how they do in the tournament because in the ACC.
And it's not even one of those things.
Because we're about to be watching the conference tournaments and all.
Half-court buzzer beaters, or they look really good. This team is not good. They don't look good. A couple years ago, when they started as the preseason #1, when they had Caleb Love and they didn't even make the tournament, I at least felt like, you know what, if they got hot at the end, they could be a serious team. Like, they could make it to a Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 again, potentially. But this team, no. Outside of R.J. Davis, who, by the way, in my opinion, is overrated, you don't have anybody. And the bad part about Davis
is R.J. Davis overrated?
Shoot you out of a ball game. Hubert Davis, is he the guy? Probably not, but that's really a different conversation for a different day. I don't think this
is he overrated.
I don't think they're deserving of being in the first 4 round. I'll tell you this much. I'll go as far as saying this. If they didn't have this logo, you know, that everybody's used to, it's kind of
that's what I said too. That's what I said the other video too.
Well, the same thing with North Carolina and basketball.
Bro, if North Carolina was not North Carolina, I don't think they would make the tournament. Like I said that last video. I got a fucking clip of it.
We're going to tend to give them benefit of the doubt, when in reality, they don't even deserve it. If they want to make this tournament, in my opinion, they got to win the ACC tournament. And that's not going to happen. They're not beating Duke. Boise State ahead of them. Boise State, they don't have the greatest resume. They don't have the worst resume, but I think they're more deserving than freaking North Carolina, and probably more deserving than Texas. And I know SEC and Texas fans, your argument is going to be, and it's a great argument, well, Matt, the SEC is a gauntlet. I know. Trust me, I know. Last 4 in. So these teams are also in a sticky predicament because if you go 1 and done in your conference tournament, you're not making it. At the bottom,
Ohio State.
You got Oklahoma above them. You got the little bro Ohio State. No, this is not football. This is basketball.
San Diego State.
San Diego State. I don't have a lot to say about the last 4 in. Let's get into the last 4 buys. And these teams are also not exactly safe. They're not a for sure bet. Indiana, that one's kind of a head scratcher. Arkansas.
Indiana should be in there.
Perry, I hope they get in because, well, I'll get to that in just a second. Utah State.
Damn. Baylor. Arkansas needs to win their conference. Like, all these teams got to have a good conference tournament. This shit is finna be fun to watch in the conference tournament and react to it.
If there's a team to watch out for, I'm telling you, it's Arkansas. I love this team just from a pure talent standpoint. I've watched Arkansas play many times
Arkansas,
this year, and the other day when they played South Carolina, they got boat race. I think they were losing at one point in time by 30 freaking points.
Yeah, I don't really like them
like that. I love them in March Madness because I know, as somewhat overrated as Coach Calipari is, he can get these guys ready to go. I'm going to remind you, they went into Kentucky's home arena and beat them. You know why they beat them? Because of talent and coaching. Arkansas has something that I believe teams like Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio State, all these teams you see right here.
Bro, I just seen Bryce Underwood on Instagram flexing his car. I cannot wait till Michigan State whoop that ass.
The 7-footer that can shoot threes, and their 7-footer that I like. He's kind of gotten worse in his career, but his potential is through the roof. Trevor Brazile. Oh, yeah, by the way, they got DJ Wagner, one of the tallest, most athletic point guards in the game currently. And then they got Theoro, who, well, he's just a beast. I hate to do a hypothetical here, but I feel like if you put this Arkansas team in the sorry and sucky ACC, they finish like 21-9, 22-8,
I think
something like that.
if Arkansas
Let's pull up the SEC tournament, though, for three of our bowl teams. Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. Where's Oklahoma? Okay, they're in the bottom left. They play Wednesday, so that's in a couple of days. And think about how crazy this is. Oklahoma is a 14 seed.
Oklahoma could
they
be
may make this thing. They play
Georgia and Kentucky.
I believe, unless I'm highly mistaken, Georgia is like firmly. No. It's not even like. Yeah, they are firmly in the field. If Oklahoma beats Georgia, a team that is projected to make the tournament, I think Oklahoma, they get in. And then if you beat Kentucky in the game after that, that's the cherry on top, and you're for sure locked in no matter what.
Facts.
However, if Oklahoma does lose to Georgia, they're probably going to be out. Same thing for Texas. They're playing Vanderbilt, who's a team that is solidly in the field. If you beat Vanderbilt, you're probably getting in. If you lose, you're not making it. I saw a video of one of the members on the selection committee saying, yeah, although tournament play in these last couple of games is important, we've already seen you play 95% of your games, so we don't take those into account too much. Like, it's not make or break. For example, let me dumb this down. The committee is saying, I'm not saying I believe this, but they're saying if Texas looks horrendous against Vanderbilt, they lose by 40, it's not going to hurt them that much. I don't believe that because it's human nature to have, guess what, recency bias. Whatever just happens in our life, whether it comes to us personally or us watching our favorite team in sports, we think it's the worst or best thing that has ever happened. Alabama, they hit a buzzer beater on the road at Auburn. Every Alabama fan reaction is, oh my gosh, that was the greatest game I ever watched. But in reality, it's probably not. You see what I'm saying? For me, I think recency bias is a big thing with the committee. And if you're on this bubble, you need to win. At bare minimum, your first game in the tournament.
Facts.
Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, Texas, they beat Vandy by, 5 or 6 points, and they get slaughtered by Texas A&M. At least a committee can go, yeah, I know they got beat by A&M, but hey, at least they beat Vanderbilt. It was recent. Let's go up to Arkansas. They are right above Texas. They are the 9 seed playing South Carolina, the 16 seed. Yeah, you got to win this.
Yeah,
one,
them niggas lose. Yeah, you definitely not making
They did beat Arkansas pretty bad the other day, but this is different. This is win or go home. I'm going to be honest. If, let's say, Arkansas was flip-flop with Texas and they were playing, Arkansas was playing Vanderbilt and they lost, I think Arkansas still gets into the field. However, they're not playing Vanderbilt. They're playing South Carolina. This would be an extremely bad loss to have on your resume, even though it's in the tournament. For me personally, I don't think it's a must-win for Arkansas. I would still have them in the field, even with a loss to South Carolina. However, the committee may penalize them for that loss and may boot them out of this entire thing. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And you know we can solve all this. Just win the freaking game. Let's pull up North Carolina. Let's see where they're at, and also Indiana. Those are 2 teams I'm really keeping a close eye on. Okay, so holy crap, North Carolina somehow, well, I forgot the ACC's garbage, but they have the 5 seed in the bracket. They play the winner of Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. Let's just say we'll give it to the higher seed. Notre Dame wins. North Carolina, they play Notre Dame. Obviously, if you lose that one, you have no shot at getting into the tournament. You need to win that one. And then, well, here's a kicker. Even if you beat Notre Dame, you're not getting into the tournament. That's not an impressive win. You then play Wake Forest. I don't think that'd be a quad 1 win. I could be mistaken. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you got to beat Wake Forest. But here's the kicker with this. I think they bare minimum, I'm talking about North Carolina, have to win. You got to win 3. I was saying 2. They got to beat Duke, man. They got to. Now, here's where things get dicey. Let's say North Carolina, they win their first game, beat Wake Forest, and Duke gets upset by Georgia Tech or Virginia. Well, I think if North Carolina beats the winner of the Georgia Tech-Virginia game and they're in the championship,
North Carolina got to do good in their tournament.
I still wouldn't put them in because they don't have a great win. Where's our other one, the Big Ten? Oh, yeah,
Big
by
Ten.
the way, I hate the Big Ten tournament. It's stupid. Teams like Penn State, they don't even get a chance. That is the worst thing ever. I don't care if you go 0-30. You should have a chance to compete in your conference tournament.
Nope.
Just my opinion. That's my 2 cents.
It's Indiana 15 teams. If you can't be top 15,
Oregon.
you're ass.
That's not a good matchup. Oregon's a pretty good team. Yeah, they need to win that one. Where's our other 2 bowl teams? Oh, yeah, Nebraska didn't even make the Big Ten tournament. Yeah, they're out of here. I don't know why they're on the list.
Yeah.
Ohio State, they play, I believe that's Iowa. Yeah. Got to win that one. And then
Illinois, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to beat Illinois. Many more things we talk about. We're gonna wrap this one up here. Let me know.
Good video
Challenges
once again
are
by
our
my
great-
man's Matt Be Great, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, and if there's a video I do not do, let me know down in the comments, man.